I'm Andre Huey coming to you from the IMF headquarters here in Washington, D.C. And you know, we're here for the annual general meetings. We cover that generally. We speak to the officials inside the building right here behind me. But usually the IMF annual meetings is also an opportunity for civil society groups and campaign groups, lobbyist groups to protest certain actions that they see deemed necessary, that they want to get the IMF attention or even the World Bank. And today we actually spoke a few minutes ago to Avaaz. It's actually a campaign group. They are campaigning against, or rather campaigning for the support of funding for biodiversity. And this, of course, is ahead of a meeting in December in Montreal, where the IMF's managing director is expected to be there, as well as the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. And they want to get their attention to put money behind supporting and protecting biodiversity. We had a chance to speak with Luciana Wayne. She's a global campaigner with Avaaz. And just to give you a little idea, if you look right there in the background, there's a mural, or rather a picture of a cutout of the IMF Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva. She's expected to be at that meeting in Montreal in December, and they've actually dressed her up like Wonder Woman. Basically, they're calling her Wonder Woman to come in and rescue biodiversity negotiations in Canada. So let's hear from Luciana Wayne. She's going to tell us exactly what this campaign is all about and a little bit more about the organization known as Avaaz.
My name is Luciana Wayne. I'm a campaigner at Avaaz. So we are having this stunt today because biodiversity loss means economic loss. And right now we are about to have COP15 happening in Montreal in December. And one of the main issues blocking the negotiations is financial resources, right? Resource mobilization. So we are asking the IMF to attend these important meetings and to Kristalina Georgieva to be the true Wonder Woman that we need to bring the financial resources for all countries to thrive and protect biodiversity. And we are also asking Prime Minister Trudeau, as the leader of Canada, where the conference will be held, to bring heads of state to the conference. Because right now, no heads of states were invited. And these important negotiations, we're about to make a deal to protect biodiversity throughout the next 10 years. So we cannot afford to have a weak deal without the presence of high levels of government in the discussion table.
Right. Tell us a bit about your organization.
So Avaaz is a member power organization. Everything we do is thanks to the generosity of our members. We have about 70 million members around the world, and we campaign in different issues such as climate change, biodiversity laws, protection of democracy, and everything we do has a member mandate. So we listen to what our members want, the change they want to see in the world, and they empower us to do it.
Right.
When you look at the overarching of what we see surrounding issues surrounding biodiversity, climate change and all of this, and no action is being taken, how does this spur you guys to actually get your message across?
So actually, our message is a message of action, urgent action. Like every day we lose hundreds of species around the world. We're seeing zoonotic diseases like COVID-19 coming, right? And biodiversity loss also means food insecurity, right? Also means more diseases coming. So if you don't act now, the economic losses we're going to have are going to be huge, because biodiversity protection protects our life, protects everything that our economy runs through. So our message is a message of urgency, as well as climate change. Science proves that biodiversity loss also contributes to aggravate climate change. So we cannot tackle one crisis without tackling the other.
But when we look at let's say where leaders do attend the meeting in Canada, we're not seeing action. We saw COP26, COP27 is this year, but it's more talk than action. How confident are you that this will bear any fruit?
I think one of the important things we want to see from these meetings is accountability. We want to make sure that we not only have a strong deal, but the deal comes with implementation measures, with measures for us to hold countries accountable for the promises they make. Actually, for the past 20 years, the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity made two 10-year-long plans. The last one was agreed in Aichi 10 years ago in Japan, and they never fulfilled any one of the measures that they agreed. So that's why one of the main messages that Avaaz want to see coming out of these negotiations is a strong implementation and accountability measures. We need transparency, right? We need to make sure we have all the ways to make these countries accountable to fulfill their promises.
All right. So there you heard it from Luciana Wayne. She is a global campaigner with Avaaz, the organization that's responsible for this protest action here at the IMF headquarters. Of course, we will follow up with Ms. Wayne and the rest of the group as we head inch closer to that meeting in Montreal. Reporting for SK Newsline from Washington, D.C. on this protest action here, I'm Andre Huey.